Like if you're like trying to learn calculus and you've never done arithmetic before, it's gonna be really hard, right? Dare I say, impossible. And so if you jump straight into calculus, you're not gonna win. So sometimes you have to take 2 steps back in order to build the foundation to get forward. Now, I'm gonna keep the story going. So he then graduates in 7 years, because how long it takes. The actual medical school system is different in Europe. They actually do college and the next degree all as one thing. So 7 years later, he graduates. Okay, then he's this Iranian dude, can't go back to his own country, meets a girl in Belgium. She says, I'm from the US. And so he comes back to the US with the lady who would eventually become my mother. And when he's in the US, his doctor, his MD, doesn't apply here. So he then has to basically do it again in the United States. And in order to do this, you have to get a residency. Now, getting a residency as someone who's a foreigner back then was pretty tough. And so it took him 2 years where he had to basically work minimum wage jobs. He was like, he had to like run slides, like radiology slides back and forth as like a runner, a courier, when he was a full surgeon. But he couldn't do it here in the US. And so imagine how emasculating it is, right? Where your wife comes back, she was a US citizen and had all this other stuff, right? And she got her internship immediately because she was US and she was a girl, whatever. And my father didn't. And so he then had to do 2 more years where he didn't have progress. So he told me this whole story, and then eventually, obviously, he got the residency, and then he was able to get in the path.